Alright guys, so this video we're going to go through the wiring up of the main power switch, our capacitor in line with our servo to be able to test it. So I've got my nano in place, I've got my power source sitting here which I'm going to then attach over here. So I'm going to start by linking that in nice and sneakily into that end pin over here, or if you've don't have space on the other side, we can drop him in there. We will get a better solution later with that little screw terminal block, but at this point I'm just going to show you how we're going to do it, and we can add that in later. So I've got my negative going directly into that negative rail through here, and I've got my power going through one edge of this switch. So I'm going to then bring that center pin, the common pin, through and attach it to our power line along here, that plus. So using one of these little guys, you could use your standard prototyping jumper leads, but these are a little bit neater and it'll keep things a bit clearer so we can see. So that's all I'm going to do with the switch. I'm going to leave this one off. So as I flick it this way, it's going to connect and then complete that circuit through there. Next point I need to do is I'm going to bring some leads through so I can get the voltage in, so you can see the VIN to my Arduino here. So I'm going to start by connecting the VIN through to that positive rail. I might just swap size on that one, keep it neat. So add that into the voltage in. So now I've got the voltage connected through there. I also then want to add my ground as well. So we're going to get our GND and take that through to that negative rail. So that now connects up that rail nicely through here. So I could then join up and add the other side at the moment, but right now I'm just going to leave it, so I'm just working on one side. So right now I've got, when I've flicked this switch and I've got power and there's battery pack filled up, flick that switch is going to connect that circuit. So going from the positive 5 volt or 6.4 volts going through here, connecting to that rail, going through, coming back to the negative and closing that off. So that's nice. That's exactly what we want to see at the moment. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my capacitor and then my connection using the jumper leads to my servo to test. So I'm going to just bend in this a little bit. So really important that we get the right way. So you can see one side's negative, the other side is positive. So I'm going to drop him in over here, so he's spread out, that's okay. So you can see with my longer leg, this side is going to be my positive, this one's the negative. So I'm going to join in those lines now. So let's grab, I'm just going to try and keep those colors a little bit consistent. So I should be able to then go positive, linking in to that side. So he pushes in there, and then I'm going to get my negative through onto the other side. So remembering what a capacitor does is he allows us to store a little bit of charge. So the way a servo works is when it starts moving, it draws a little bit more current, and sometimes if the battery can't supply enough, the capacitor basically tops him up. It's like having a little dam to be able to help top up when it needs to. So that is now connected. So I've got my positive rail on the positive leg, negative rail on the negative leg. So that's now looking good. The next step, I'm going to take my little band of 3. So I'm going to use the grey as my signal, I'm going to use the white as my power, and then the black as ground. So I'm going to link him through on this side, so the black goes onto that ground pin, so you can see on that side there nicely. I'm going to add the white through onto the power side. So he's now connected through there, and I'm going to use D3 over here. So he's now connected through there. So you can see I've got my cable connected through nicely here. So now when I go to use a servo, so I've just got little FS90, little servo here. So you can see that it has 3 pins and 3 wires that needs to go through, a brown, a red and an orange. Now some of the others might be a little bit different, but generally they're going to be something like this. The signal is going to be the orange, the red is our power, and the brown is going to be our ground. So we want to make sure that we line these up nicely so that they are linked in with the same colours that I had with the rest of it. Because the ground and the power send the circuit through, and then my grey or that pin signal is going to tell it how far along. I use D3 because we need that PWM pin to be able to do that. So now that wiring is ready, we're going to jump over and design our circuit a little bit better. But for my demo, instead of using the power through here, I'm actually going to swap over that voltage in over to my 5 volt. So for this, just working with a single servo, I'm going to swap it over so that I'm getting power from the Arduino, which should be okay with the current draw because I've got that capacitor to help top out and stop that draw going too low of the current. So that's now ready. I'm going to pause it for a second and we're going to jump over to our AI to create our prompt and our Adobe, Arduino IDE software to run the program to check this. Alright guys, we've got the wiring all set up and we've checked that, we're happy with that. We're now going to connect our Arduino to the computer and create some code for our Arduino IDE. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to go to Microsoft Copilot, and there's a couple of things that we're going to do. So I'm going to show you 2 different codes, and there's a slight difference that we can do. So this is basically what I've put in for the instructions. I need Arduino code, servo there, on the pin D3. I want it to swing from 0, and let's just go wait 1 second and repeat. So I'm going to drop that in there, and it's going to then have a think for a second and send the code through. So it's just going through, going to give me the position and delay. So it gives me a little bit of information. If I wanted to get it to explain a little bit more to me, I could ask for more detailed comments, and it would then add more detailed comments to it to help you understand what's going on. But I'm going to copy that now, jump back over to my IDE, and then I'm going to select all, remove that, and then paste that whole lot in. So I need to make sure there's no extra bits, or if I miss something, it won't work. So before I load it up, I need to check that I've got my correct Arduino sort of set up. So I need to be able to have it plugged in so it shows up. I'm looking for any of the connections that say serial port USB. It might have numbers like mine, it might not, depending on that. If you don't see that, if you don't see anything that says serial port USB, it probably means that you need to download the CH340 USB serial driver. We've got that. You can search for it, and there's lots of versions available on the internet, or we've got it accessed through our sector. So you can grab it from today's or last week's lesson. So select that, make sure the board you have selected is nano, and then we go OK. So that now is almost there. Depending on what board you have, you might be on the old bootloader. The one that I'm using has the old bootloader, so I need to select that. If I have it on the wrong one, so I'm just going to show you what happens, and you can try the other bootloader. So I'm going to hit play on that. It's connecting. It's going to have a go trying to upload that, and it's going to then basically hang because it's not quite in line, so it's going to basically have that little line saying not in sync. It's not working. I can't communicate, so I'm going to unplug him, plug him back on to reset it, and I'm going to then change it back to my old bootloader, and we're going to give that another crack. And that looks like he hasn't flipped over on me. So I want the old bootloader. Try that again. Once you've got the setup for your Arduino, IDE will remember it. The issue comes in, like at the moment for me, is I'm jumping between multiple Arduinos that have slightly different setups, which can get a bit funny with what it is. So there it is, it's writing through, and what you can see down in that bottom corner is that he is now doing his cycle through, pausing a second, cycle through. So I'm confident that that servo is working. I've got code that's functioning, so I'm going to unplug that and then check my other 3 servos before I start being able to sort of build up. So it's a really nice process before you start building something with an Arduino to make sure it actually functions. So that is the process that we can go through. If you added in a button or added some other information, we could actually have a play with how he functions. But for this testing cycle, I just wanted to make sure my servo was able to move. So that has succeeded. So to go back to actually my project, I'm going to go and change that 5 volt back over the voltage in so I can use my actual power source.